Hello. Before we get started, please silence your cell phone so we can enjoy this special event uninterrupted. Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Hillary Christinger. I am the Executive Director of Rakob. Welcome to Rakob's class of 2022 graduation. Today, you are joining us to celebrate this amazing group of students who are seated here and who, in a few minutes, will share their individual and incredible stories of growth. First, I want to compliment this entire community of teachers, staff, families, and students who have successfully survived these past 3 years' educational journey created by the global pandemic, COVID-19. This graduating class started their middle school program in person and shifted to online classroom in March of 2020. They spent the end of 6th grade and most of 7th grade online. Returning to in-person school in the spring of 2021, none of this was easy for anyone in our community. Second, this fall, it was joyful to have students return to campus to attend school. It was another challenging transition, and this group of young people met it. They are resilient. I expect incredible things from this graduating class. I urge you to please use your individual and collective energies to create, write, draw, research, dance, teach, compete, lead, organize, and care. The list is endless. Continue to develop your talents and to believe in yourselves. I'm wishing you all the best for high school and sending you all on with our love. We are grateful to all of the families, friends, teachers, teacher assistants, and staff for your unending support and collaboration. Our graduate success is due to all of you. Finally, congratulations to our Rakob's 2022 graduating class. Woo! Their intelligence, humor, and thoughtfulness have shined through during this time. It has been a privilege to be a part of your educational journey. We will most certainly never forget this incredible group of young people. Now, I would like to invite Stephanie Wolkin, Assistant Director and Lead Teacher, to introduce the graduates. Thank you.
All right, welcome. So glad that you're all here, that we can be together in person in this beautiful setting. And instead of hearing from me, I'm going to call up our first graduate to share with you their journey. So without further ado, Jason Larson. Congratulations.
Thank you. No matter how hard you work, you can always be greater. Author unknown. I chose this quote because it reminds me, no matter what happens, I should never give up and never stop putting in that work. Hi, my name is Jason. I've been at Rakob on and off for 4 years. I came to the school in 4th grade and left at the end of 5th. My public school made me go back because they thought they could help me like Rakob could, but they couldn't. I was able to manage until COVID happened. I struggled tremendously and started struggling with depression. My grades were good, but my mental state was not. My mom and dad kept fighting the district, and I was finally able to come back to Rakob. I instantly became happier when I got back here, because Rakob knew how to teach me. I was happier each day and finally felt normal again. Leaving helped me realize how much I needed the help I got. I have come so far from where I was. I have 2 disabilities, dyslexia and ADHD. I noticed that things were harder for me around 2nd grade. Everyone in my class could read faster than me, spell better than me, and focus better than me. I found out that I had dyslexia and ADHD around 3rd grade. A couple years later, I started taking ADHD medication, but I hated it. Even though everyone was telling me I was better, I felt worse, so I stopped taking my medication. I kept getting in trouble for not paying attention and acting up in class. But I felt so happy, so I didn't care. At the end of last year, my doctor eventually convinced me to try a different medication that would make me less sad. It's better, but not perfect. I'll keep trying to find ways to manage my ADHD, but it will always be there. I pride myself on staying organized and getting my work done. I think my most important strength is not procrastinating. I am also able to push myself to be the best I can be despite my differences. One strategy I use to help with my learning disabilities is Learning Ally. Learning Ally is a site that reads books out loud. It has helped me a lot because I learn and remember best by listening. Another thing that helps me is our ILT period. That is a period where you can catch up on work. I really benefit from this extra time. Using these strategies helps me a lot because I don't stress as much knowing I have these things in place. With these tools and the skills I practice, I've been able to have a great middle school experience. I'm planning to go to Amador Valley High School next year. Some of my goals for high school is to play on the high school football team and get good grades. I'm hoping to continue playing football in college. Finally, I would like to thank all my teachers and TAs for helping me. I would like to especially thank Miss Nia, Miss M, Mr. Lopez, Miss J, Miss Debbie, Coach Randall, and Miss Laws for always being there for me and helping me when I need it. Also, Miss H, Miss Marquez, and Miss Flores, thank you for supporting me through every single year I've been at Rakob. I would also like to thank my mom, my dad, and Kristen for working very hard to get me here and supporting me through everything. You'll never know how much I appreciate it, and I know it's been a lot. I also want to thank my brothers for helping me with my homework. Thanks to my closest friends, Paxton, Will, Zelig, Sam, and Luke, for always making me laugh. I also want to shout out my buddy, Nicholas. You're an awesome buddy, and it's been fun having you as my buddy. Thank you for listening.
Wyatt McLaughlin. Congratulations. All right, start right there. Just on the shelf.
Taking Away the Moments That Make Up a Dull Day by Pink Floyd. My plan is to be a lead guitarist / lead singer like David Gilmour, and I hope that my music will be able to bring smiles to people's faces. Hi, I'm Wyatt McLaughlin, and I've been going to Rakob since I was in 5th grade. Rakob has been an adventure every year, and I've struggled and pulled through at the same time. Let me go back a little bit to when I was at Redwood Heights. I was constantly bullied by the people who I thought were my friends, but they constantly made me think otherwise. That is the reason why I left after 4th grade. When I first started at Rakob, I was too nervous to talk to anyone else because I was not great at talking to other people. Eventually, I started branching out, as some might say, but some of the friends I made left the school at the end of the year. Now, I have a good friend that even after I graduate, I hope we can still remain as friends. I have ADHD, which makes it hard to focus on things. This means I can get distracted very easily. It can be annoying for me as well because I'm trying to learn new things. I noticed that reading was getting hard for me when I started noticing my grade going down, but I still tried to do my best. Teachers have been saying that I'm doing good and that I've been getting better than in previous years. This shows how I've grown and continue to grow at Rakob. Things that have helped me focus is when the teachers were committed to be detailed in their instructions. Earlier in my life, I would have had my mom and my dad help me out with homework, and they are still there for me when I need it. My strengths include music and art. For music, I love playing instruments, especially lead guitar. I love listening to music at home, and sometimes I will play my guitar with the music to see how good I am and challenge myself. For art, I love to do a lot of drawings. This proves that music and art is a big strength in my life. Some goals I have for the future include to become an incredible artist by becoming a lead guitarist and singer in a band. Next year, I will be in 9th grade at EVIA. I hope to learn how to code so I can make brand new video games. In addition, I hope I will be able to make new friends. I hope I will be able to do good things in EVIA. If you are wondering what that is, it is the school right next to us, Rakob. And no, it is not HNU. It has been a good 4 years at Rakob. I laughed and enjoyed. I am sad that I have to leave, but I'm glad that I got to come here and see all that Rakob had to offer. I'm also grateful for being able to come here and speak in front of all of you, and I wish all the other 8th graders good luck. Now I want to say some thank yous to my mom and dad for taking me to this school, and to all the teachers that helped me get here. I also want to say thanks to a friend of mine, Gus, who has helped me throughout the years, and to this wonderful audience. Thank you for listening to my speech.
Asher Cohen. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You did. Start right away.
Just enjoy where you are now. Quoted Google. Words to live by. Hello, my name is Asher. I've been at Rakob for 4 years. Before Rakob, I went to Malcolm X Elementary. It was not a good fit. I adapted pretty quickly to Rakob considering I hated Malcolm X. I went from 1 teacher for every 25 kids to 2 teachers for every 10 kids. I was getting work done and enjoying it for the first time ever. A big thing that made it challenging at Malcolm X was my dyslexia. Most people think it means words jump off the page or dance on lines. I spent weeks after getting diagnosed waiting for the words to move around, but the letters wouldn't budge. This just was not true for me. The words just weren't connecting. I moved to Rakob because of my dyslexia, and I got help for my type of dyslexia. I don't have the best self-advocacy, but I can get help when I need it. My mom has always been supportive and helped me even when I don't want her to. I feel like I would rather do things on my own, but I am learning to accept the help I am given. I find it hard to say what I need or tell someone if I don't like something. For these reasons, it has always been easier to work alone. Being an introvert, it was not too hard for me to do Zoom school because I did not have to socialize with anyone. That being said, because there was no one right there to help and push me to get my work done, I fell behind. Coming back to school was particularly hard for me because of the social piece, but the academic piece got a lot better. 2 of my main strengths are art and math. I like all types of art except for performing arts. You can usually find me drawing or creating throughout the day, sometimes when I'm not supposed to. I like math because there is always a correct answer, and like puzzles, and it's like a puzzle I have to figure out. I also like math because if you mess up, you always know what you did wrong. I am an introvert, so it's hard for me to do things like make friends, interact socially, and take leadership role. I do better in a small group of closer friends than with a larger group of not-so-close friends. In my own time, I like to keep to myself working on art or playing games. Other strengths of mine is I love to do research on subjects I like, but I find it hard to force myself to do something if I don't want to. For example, I really want to train crows and birds, so I've done tons of research on that topic. But when I had to research animals for science, I could barely get it done. When it comes to tools or strengths to help me succeed, I use music or audiobooks. I like to listen to music or a book when I am doing my work. This helps me because I listen to the book, and believe it or not, it helps me focus on my work. I use other tools like spell check, text-to-speech, and voice typing. These tools help me with writing, which is not my strongest subject. Some of my goals in life are to become a better artist and better at making friends. I'm not a very social person outside of school. It takes a long time for me to start to warm up or talking in a new group or place. But once I'm ready, I can get a bit more talkative, silly, and friendly. At Rakob, I was able to warm up fast with the help of friends and teachers. I would like to thank my parents for helping me through the hard times at Rakob, as well as the teachers who helped me stay on top of my work even during those hard times. Next year, I will be attending St. Joe's High School in Alameda. I look forward to being there with many of my Rakob friends. Thank you for your time and have a good day. Okay.
Sam Costa. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, okay.
Don't run through life so fast that you forget not only where you have been, but also where you're going. Life is not a race, but a journey. To savor each step of the way. Author unknown. I chose this quote because I feel strongly about enjoying every moment and being present in that moment. To me, it is important to remember everything that came before that sets me up for the future. I enjoy and savored my time at Rakob, and now I'm ready to move on. My name is Sam. I have been going to this school for 4 years. I came to Rakob mid-year through 5th grade. I don't like not liking to listen, spell, and very difficult and needed help with impulse controls. Since I started here, my reading has developed, my spelling has improved, and I have better control over my behaviors. I'm at this school because I have dyslexia and ADHD. In the 2nd grade, we found out about my ADHD and dyslexia, and it all made sense. I have learned that my focusing can be helped with certain kinds of medication. My dyslexia doesn't necessarily make me stand out from others, but it makes it a little harder for me to understand it if it's not presented visually. Overall, I have learned that it is important to know if you have ADHD or a learning disability, because then you can advocate to get the support that you need. Some of my strengths include being athletic and being creative and being extroverted. I particularly enjoy snowboarding, basketball, and skateboarding. When I'm not out playing, I love to do art. I am an easygoing person and I make friends pretty quickly. I hope to continue to build on my strengths in high school. One strategy I have found to be helpful and that I have used over the years is not being scared or embarrassed to ask for what I need to succeed. Additionally, accepting support from tutors was helpful. I have had 5 different tutors over my life, and they all helped me in some way or another to help take some of the stress off my back. Next year, I hope to be a phenomenal student at Bishop O'Dowd and hopefully make it through all 4 years. A long-term bucket list item would be hang gliding while eating a burrito. I would like to thank my mom and dad for always helping me every step of the way, from the time I wake up in the mornings to the time I go to sleep. Also, I would like to thank my old tutor Cindy for making me be okay with asking for help and helping me with my learning disabilities for 4 years straight. And lastly, I would like to thank all the friends that I have made at Rakob over the years. Thank you for listening.
All right. Riley Weber. You got it. You're good. Big deep breath.
According to my friends, I'm a handful. I say to them, that's why you have 2 hands, and if your 2 hands can't handle me, get a 3rd one. Hi, I'm Riley Weber. This quote describes me because I'm silly, crazy, loud, and brutally honest. I'm also loyal, dedicated, and trustworthy. I have been at Rakob since 5th grade. I was at Crocker Highlands Elementary School before I came to Rakob. While I was at Crocker Highlands, I didn't understand what they were saying to me. I especially didn't understand math. The hardest part was doing my homework. My mom and I would always argue about it. Now I don't argue about my homework, and I know all the things my teachers are saying to me. Now I also have more tools to help me get through hard assignments. I feel like I have come really far since 5th grade, particularly in math and writing. My learning disability is dyslexia and ADD. My family and I figured out that I had dyslexia and ADD when I got tested in 4th grade. When I was officially diagnosed, I didn't really know what that meant, so my parents had to explain it to me. They shared that my brain works differently and that other people's brains, that they are going to look for a school that understands how I learned. Thankfully, they found Rakob. Over the years, I have learned to always ask questions and if you don't understand an assignment, or you won't be able to do it. I also learned to keep asking questions until you get it. Sometimes it takes me several explanations before I understand something, especially math, and that's okay. I think it is important to know aspects of yourself so you know the best way to help that you need. One of my strengths is that I'm creative and I'm good at asking for help when I need it. When I first came to Rakob, I never asked for help. When I went into middle school, the teachers really pushed me to advocate. Skills that I have outside of school are that I'm funny, helpful, and honest. One of my main strengths is making friends and keeping them, which I believe will help me next year when I attend Holy Names High School. In addition to asking questions, another thing that I have learned is to trust your parents because they know what's best for you, even if you don't like it. I have argued with my parents over and over again about tutoring, and let's just say I definitely didn't win, and they were right. The big lesson I learned is that you don't only have to ask for help, but you have to accept it. I am hoping this will help me be more confident in the future, especially in high school and college. My goals for high school are to make lots of friends and get good grades. Something that I want to accomplish in life is to graduate from college and get a degree in my dream job. I just have to figure out what my dream job is. I hope when I leave Rakob, I will stay connected with all my amazing friends that I have made over the years of being here. I just now realized that we are done with middle school and now going on to high school. But I still haven't wrapped my head around the fact that I'm never going back to Rakob to learn. I need to thank my parents because they are really my biggest supporters and they help me through the toughest of times. I would also like to thank a few of my teachers, Miss Laws, Miss Flores, and Mr. Lopez. Even though Miss Laws doesn't work here anymore, she always made jokes and somehow made everything funny and fun. Now for Miss Flores. Thank you for making everything fun, even though our class doesn't always listen to you. Lastly, Mr. Lopez. Thank you for being the best history teacher ever and always having the best, and I mean the best, attitude when I walked into the classroom. Last but definitely not least, my friends. Thank you for making me feel better if I was having a hard day and making me laugh every day. Thank you for listening to my speech.
All right. Charlotte Silver. I got your back if you need it. Just look at me if you need to.
My second grade teacher once told me, "Just keep smiling and you'll turn out great." At the time, this quote didn't mean much to me, but I still obeyed it. I smile through every tough situation and don't allow myself to get hung up on the little things. Hi, I'm Charlotte Silver, and I've been going to Rakob for 6 years, which means I've been dreading this speech for 6 years. To be completely honest, I never thought I would get to this point of being on the stage in front of everybody talking about my story. Even though I hate public speaking and wouldn't want to do it for the life of me, I'm truly happy to be here. Being at this point is just a little bump in the road that overlooks amazing opportunities. I first got diagnosed with dyslexia in 2nd grade. I always thought I was stupid and everyone else was smart. I had no idea what dyslexia was at the time. I thought I was sick. I soon realized it was a difference that affected the way I learn. And I'm not stupid or sick. I just learn differently. That summer, I went to the Rakob summer camp. I had no idea my parents were considering having me go here. When I found out I was going, it was devastating. I was leaving my teachers, friends, and most of all, my brother. I had been going to the same school as my older brother Miles for years. It was weird to think he wouldn't be right down the hall. Over time, I realized that this school was the right place for me. Here at Rakob, I've discovered that I'm a hands-on learner, which means I work best on hands-on activities. I also use my verbal skills. For an example, when solving math problems, I like to talk out the problem as I go. Even though math can be a challenge, I've learned to enjoy it more. I now see it more as a puzzle that needs to be solved than a subject designed to frustrate me. My dyslexia does not define who I am. It is just a small part of me. I'm defined by my many parts. Some of my strengths include identifying my needs and being able to use the tools I have learned to help to work through confusing assignments, being a loyal and trustworthy friend, taking risks, stepping out of my comfort zone, and being creative. Outside of school, I enjoy playing lacrosse and tennis with my friends. These sports allow me to let go of any stress or challenges and be present in the moment. I also love listening to people and understanding what they're saying. I'm very respectful and helpful towards other people, but I also know when to put myself first. My athletic side, my social side, and my compassionate side are all aspects of who I am. Next year, I will be attending Piedmont High School. Before I came to Rakob, I was at Wildwood Elementary in Piedmont. I believe that Rakob has helped me tremendously. I now feel confident going into high school knowing the way I learn best. I want to thank my first teacher here at Rakob, Miss Cohen, who was so welcoming and so sweet. I also want to thank Miss Marquez, who is an amazing teacher, and I value all the memories I have with her, all the way from 3rd grade. I, of course, want to thank the best PE teacher ever, Miss Flores, who is so funny and incredibly fun to talk to. I cannot leave without thanking my family. I wouldn't be here without you guys. Mom, thank you for finding this school and knowing what's best for me. Dad, thank you for always believing in me and listening to me ramble on about my day while we listen to Tom Petty and eat ice cream. I want to thank my brother Miles for being there with me every step of the way and always knowing how to make me laugh. I'm going to miss all my friends here at Rakob. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much for listening.
Will, say Farth. Congratulations.
Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. Michael Jordan. Not only is Michael Jordan one of my favorite players, but I relate to this quote because it is what I do every day. It means if you're struggling, keep trying and find a way to move forward. Hi, my name is Will. I've been at Rakob for 5 years. Before Rakob, I went to Escuela Bilingüe Internacional. It was a Spanish immersion school. I went there from preschool to 3rd grade. I grew up there, but it was not a good fit academically because they didn't help me when my grades weren't good. It was hard to learn a different language while being distracted. I couldn't focus in the classroom, and I was always messing around and getting in trouble. My grades slipped, and I was quickly falling behind. Then, my mom told me about Rakob. I didn't want to go because I would miss my friends. I applied to multiple schools, but ended up coming to Rakob. The first couple of days were hard adjusting, but I quickly made new friends and also connected with some of the teachers. I've come a long way in this journey at Rakob. When I first started, I couldn't focus and get work done, but now I know how to stay on top of my work and focus better in the classroom. My primary disability is ADHD. ADHD is one of the most common neurodevelopmental disorders of childhood. It's hard with children for ADHD to pay attention and control impulsive behaviors, and kids with ADHD are overly active. I noticed when things started getting hard for me around the 1st grade, I would often go and start spacing off mid-class and not get what the teacher was saying, and then need to move. I have learned to try hard and focus in class and pay attention to the teacher and not get lost, but I still need some help in this area. One strength that I have is being creative when it comes to working on hands-on projects with my classmates. Another strength that I have is playing on my basketball team. I've played basketball my whole life and played it competitively on a team. I'm a good friend because I'm empathetic, and also I'm a good listener. Rakob has given me many tools. One of the main tools that I use is the math toolbox. It helps me because whenever I need to solve something, I can look at my toolbox and get help without asking the teacher. Another tool that I use is audiobooks. Audiobooks help me focus on the book and get a better grasp of it. Sometimes without the audio, I'll read a book page while spacing out and totally forget what I was reading. But with the audiobooks, I can focus easier and get farther and more invested in the book that I'm reading. When I was at my old school, I didn't really like to read books, but now if I'm invested in a book and enjoying it, it can be really fun to read. These tools have helped me learn and focus easier when I need to get things done. My goals for high school at St. Joe's are to make friends, stay on top of my grades, and also try new things, like sports and clubs. I hope to go to a good college and even play sports competitively in high school or even college. I have learned to never give up and keep doing something if it's hard at first. It'll work out in the end. I've always learned to end on a good note. Thanks to my mom and dad for always supporting me and helping me with managing my learning disabilities and enrolling me at Rakob. Thanks to my friends that I made on the way graduating, Zelig, Jason, Sam, and Paxton. When I first got here, my friends helped me by making me feel welcome and safe. Also thanks to my buddy John. Thanks to Mr. Lopez for always guiding me in the right direction, and Coach Randall for always helping me in PE. Thank you for listening and good luck.
Dahlia Cohen Schiff.
The road to success is always under construction. Lily Tomlin. Hi, my name is Dahlia Cohen Schiff, and I came to Rakob in 6th grade. When my parents told me I was coming to Rakob for middle school, I was extremely disappointed and sad. I was going into a new school with none of my friends, and I didn't know how important it was for me to come here. Now I know why they enrolled me. I have learned so much and met so many great people. Hold on one second. Before Rakob, I went to a school called Sylvia Mendez. It is an elementary school in Berkeley. The school didn't give me the support I needed to succeed in the world beyond. I have dyslexia and mixed ADHD. These learning traits are a part of who I am, and my school wasn't giving me the support I needed. The school wasn't giving me the right learning experience to teach me in the ways that I learned. When I look up dyslexia on Google, this is what comes up. A general term for disorders that involve difficulty in learning to read or interpret words, letters, and other symbols, but that do not affect general intelligence. I agree with what this search says. Although dyslexia is a learning difference, it is not a weakness. I have found ways to use it to my advantage, where I might notice small details that others might not catch. Leaving elementary school was really hard, but coming to Rakob was what I needed. Rakob has helped me learn what some of my strengths are. I learned that I can ask for help when I need it, stand up for what I believe in, and problem solve. Some of my other strengths are that I am a good writer. When I write, the words fall into place, making a story that is unique and memorable. Sorry. I'm also a trustworthy person, a good listener, respectful, and a hard worker. These strengths are a part of me. Rakob helped me build my confidence to ask for what I need when I need it. If I'm being honest, Rakob basically taught me how to read. I got more interested in all the subjects and wanted to learn more. I was actually interested in learning. At Sylvia Mendez, I came to school for the friends and maybe some of the teachers. But at Rakob, I don't just come for the friends and teachers. I come for the academics, to expand my knowledge farther than I ever thought I could. I want to thank my parents who enrolled me in Rakob. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be where I am now. You are supportive. You teach me new things every day, interesting or not. I am so grateful that you are part of my life. I also want to thank my brother, who is also very supportive and funny, making jokes every so often, some of which are really funny and some that are mediocre. I also want to thank my grandparents. Without all of you, our family wouldn't be here. Yo te amo. I love you. Next year, I get the honor to say that I'm going to St. Joseph's Notre Dame High School. I am really excited to go into a new school, meet new people, and find some new passions. SJ&D is a Catholic school. I am Jewish, so I'm excited to be exposed to this new religion and learn about Christianity. I am also very excited because I'm going into a new school with a few of my friends. We will get to experience this new unknown world together. For a long time, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. Teachers would always ask me the same question every year, but my answer would always be the same. I don't know. In early elementary school, I did want to be a veterinarian, but I grew out of this pretty quickly. This past year, I realized I wanted to pursue writing. I've always enjoyed pen to paper or voice to computer. I have such a big imagination, and I would like to put that to use. When I go to SJ&D, I want to see if they have a weekly paper. It would be fun to engage in, learn new techniques to draw readers in, and find good subjects that people like to read. When I get a job, I want it to be exciting and bring me happiness. Rakob, it has been a pleasure to be a part of your community. I have learned so much. First, I want to thank my buddy Asher. I didn't get to know you very well, but I got a sense that you are such a fun and energetic kid. I also want to thank Miss Nia. You are very kind and generous. All the fun little adventures that we had in Homework Club were very exciting. Miss Jill, you are always very helpful, kind, generous. Mr. D and Miss Woken, I know this year you guys had a handful of things to do. So I want to thank you for trying to make our school as inclusive and safe as possible. Miss Laws, when I came here in 6th grade, I was a horrible reader. Thank you for strengthening my reading skills and being very supportive. Miss Hagstrom, you encouraged me and taught me new techniques taught me amazing things about the art of writing. You are one of the main reasons I want to pursue this career. I want to thank my amazing, fun, hilarious, kind friends for always being by my side and for making me smile every single day. And last but not least, I want to thank all of you. Thank you all for coming to celebrate our graduating class. We all have worked very, very hard to get where we are today. And just remember that the road to success is always under construction. Thank you.
Paxton Galva. Congratulations. Thank you. Right here.
You must understand that there is always more than one path to the top of the mountain. Miyamoto Musashi, A Book of Five Rings. I have much to relate to this quote because I've noticed that life is a journey with lessons to learn, problems to solve, and above all else, experiences to enjoy. And there's always more than one road to take. Hi, my name is Paxton Galva. I've been at Rakob for 4.5 years. I came to Rakob in 2017 when I was in the 4th grade. I've come so far intellectually from when I first attended Rakob Day School till now. I had a feeling I might have learning challenges of some sort when I was in the 2nd grade and noticed fellow students passing me by in class. Ever since I first attended Rakob, I've learned so much about my particular learning difficulties, either from my teachers, my parents, or fellow students. As a result of my particular learning challenges, I need to self-advocate and make my needs known to teachers to make sure I get the help I need to succeed. I've picked up many strong life skills throughout the course of my life, something I've learned from my parents, my teachers, or my friends. A skill that I feel I most excel at is my leadership and communication skills. Leadership is a very important skill that I value greatly and utilize on a daily basis. As an individual who struggles with dyslexia, sometimes words on a page jumble up together and make it very difficult for me to be able to comprehend them. Since I've attended Rakob, my reading skills have improved greatly and still are improving. As a result of this, I've developed many strategies and tools to help me with my particular challenge. I'm saddened by the fact that I'll not be attending Rakob next year, but I'm ready to move on. I will absolutely miss this wonderful place. but every new beginning comes from another beginning's end. Next year, I'll be attending Bishop O'Dowd, and I'm excited to start my new journey. I'd like to give special thanks to my mom and dad for always encouraging me and really finding the right school for me. I really appreciate my parents for always pushing me to be the best me I can be, even though I get on their nerves sometimes. And I just want to thank you for being the best mother and father I could ever ask for. I also want to give thanks to my teachers and administrators I've had here at Rakob and schools prior that helped me push me forward in my academic career. My name is Paxton Galva, and thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be able to come up here and share my story with all of you.
Leah Jones. Congratulations. You're right here, right?
You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Author unknown. Hi, I'm Leah Jones, and I've been here for 5 years. Before I went to Rakob, I went to EB, a French school in Berkeley. It was really hard for me because I was trying to learn 2 languages at the same time. My first language is French. Therefore, when I came to Rakob, I never really knew how to read or write in English. Rakob really showed me how to improve my reading and writing. I have dyslexia. Dyslexia for me means that I can't read perfectly. When I was younger, I hated to read. It would take me hours just to read a little book. When I was in preschool, I saw some kids reading a book out loud with 3-letter words. It seemed really simple. When they left, I picked up the small book, and I looked at the same word for 30 minutes. I was trying to figure out why I could not read, and I got mad and I put the book back with anger. That day, I didn't know why I could not read, but the other kids could. I still struggle with reading, but now I understand why. In 2nd grade, my parents told me that I have dyslexia. I thought it was a sickness or something, and I got really scared. Then they told me that I would always struggle with reading and writing, and I would need more support. Some of my teachers hand me worksheets, and normally I ask them to read it out loud. Normally they ask me to read it out loud. This can be hard because there are other kids in the room, but I still need help. Sometimes I worry that I raise my hand too much and people will judge me. When I am comfortable with the people around me, I feel open to ask questions. Understanding my dyslexia reassures me that I'm not dumb. I just need more time. Some of my favorite strengths to help me understand my learning include voice-to-type, read out loud, and one-on-one with support from teachers. If I need it, I also do tutoring once a week with a lovely formal teacher, Miss Laws. My parents have always supported me. My mom always encouraging me to read and keep improving. My dad is always there to answer my questions in the best possible way for me to understand. I am so proud of where I am on my journey. In fact, my teachers and friends value my communication skills as well as my listening skills. I find ways to work through my problems in my own way. When I am not in school, I enjoy horseback riding, tennis, and lacrosse. I love horseback riding. I've been doing it for around a year. I love horseback riding because I feel free and it gives me time to relax and do something I love. My goal is to celebrating finishing the year strong at Rakob by working hard and never giving up. As I transfer into my new school, Holy Names, I'm looking forward to having fun and using the tools I learned at Rakob that will help me succeed in all my classes. My dream for college is to go to Paris for a year and then come back to America. I've learned that I've come a long way and that I'm capable of succeeding. I never thought I would be standing here reading this speech in front of all of you. I would like to say thank you to my family. Mom, thank you for always being there and making sure I never give up. I feel like I can tell you anything. I love you. Dad, thank you for always driving me and my friends to school every morning with 107.7 The Bone the whole way through. And always making me laugh. I love you. Thank you, Tank, my very spoiled dog, for being right next to me while I do my homework. Thank you to the rest of my family for supporting me. Thank you to all my teachers for being there when I need it. Thank you to Miss Flores for always being the best PE teacher ever. I hope all of you next year will appreciate her as much as I did. Thank you, Miss Riggs, for always giving me helpful tools and Lastly, thank you, Mr. Lopez, for being a great history teacher and always dealing with me and Bob. Thank you to all my friends. It has been so much fun hanging out with you every day, laughing and having smiles on each other's faces. I'm going to miss all of you. Thank you to the 8th grade group for having such much fun with all of you and spending these last couple moments with you. I'm truly going to miss you guys. Good luck to all of you. I wish you all well. I hate to say it, but these are my last couple of words as a student at Rakob. I'm very sad to say bye, and I can't wait to come and visit. Thank you for listening. Au revoir.
Zelig, Campbell, Weisberg. All right, congratulations. Thank you.
Gavin Newsom once stated, "One of the things that you learn with dyslexia is that you're going to fail often, and you have to appreciate that. As they say, failures are the portal to discovery." I truly believe these words. Hi, my name is Zelig, and I've been at Rakob for 3 years, and I've gone through my own ups and downs. I used to go to Sylvia Mendez Elementary School in Berkeley, but switched schools in middle school because I needed more support. While my academics at Rakob were always strong, I was impulsive. In 7th grade, the pandemic hit me hard. My grades slipped a little, and I was not academically challenged. In 7th grade during COVID-19, Miss Laws suggested that I might have ADHD. And finally, in 8th grade, I was diagnosed. When I was given the medication, I didn't like how it made me feel. It gave me an upset stomach and a sense of suppression. Finally, after a couple weeks of taking it, it helps boost my attentiveness. I will always be grateful to Miss Laws for spotting and helping me get the help I need. In the 2016 school year, when I was in 3rd grade, I was diagnosed with dyslexia. Dyslexia is a neurological disorder that affects the areas of the brain that are affecting language, which include reading, writing, and decoding. When I was diagnosed with dyslexia, I was given support, but I wasn't given enough to benefit from. My ADHD keeps my brain active and hyper, which makes it difficult to focus. Once I became aware of how I learned, I was able to use the tools and strategies that Rakob taught me. I believe that there are a lot of misconceptions about dyslexia and ADHD. Some people believe that a person with dyslexia or ADHD is unable to read or is too hyper to complete a task. What those people don't know is having a disability looks different for every person. I think as a person with a learning difference, I should advocate to inform people of my reality and help them find theirs. Not only have I harnessed my learning difference, but I feel thankful for having it and being able to rise up from the misconception to show the true abilities for people with learning differences. Having the support from my friends, water polo teammates, and family have shaped me into a strong leader and peer. I have learned that I'm a very good problem solver, working with others, and being a leader. I hope to continue to call upon these skills to help me head off to St. Joseph's Notre Dame High School and beyond. Ever since I was diagnosed, I have been using voice typing, audiobooks, support from my friends and teammates, and voice typing to help put my voice into words. I also use audiobooks to help me stay with the book as I read. In the future, I would love to find a way to help people with learning differences. In my life, I also hope to accomplish a degree in some sorts in psychology and become a therapist. To end the speech, I would like to give thanks to several people that have given me help on my journey. I would like to thank my mom for always looking out what's best for me and enrolling me at Rakob. I'd like to shout out my buddy, John. You have a great way of thinking. Keep putting in the effort. I would like to thank my teachers, Mr. Lopez, Mr. Young, Miss Jennifer, Miss J, Miss Almada, Miss H, Miss Flores, and Miss Hagstrom, who were always amazing and helped me learn how I learn. I would also like to thank Coach Randall, Miss Nia, Miss Marquez, Miss M, Miss Debbie, Miss Presto, and Miss Annie. I would like to thank my closest friends, Sam, Luke, Will, Jason, and Paxton, for being great support through my time at Rakob. Thank you all for listening and supporting the 8th graders.
Nora McNish. Congratulations.
Thank you. Hi, my name's Nora McNish, and I'm graduating from Rakob. I went to Myelin Elementary School until 5th grade. I really liked being there because it was a neighborhood school and I had lots of friends. My elementary school was much bigger than Rakob, so it was definitely a change to come here. Looking back, I think it was the right move to come here for middle school instead of having lots of outside tutors like I did in elementary school. When I came here, I was a shy 6th grader and felt like everyone had their groups with their friends. I'm really looking forward to going through that again in high school. This time, luckily, I will have friends that are going to St. Joe's with me, and I won't be the only person with a learning disability. I have dyslexia. Yay! I didn't know I had it until I was in the 2nd grade. I was always wondering why I would fall behind in reading. I was friends with the smart kids, and I had a big vocabulary, so people assumed I'd be great at reading too. Definitely not true. I recently received my letter from myself from 5th grade, and I realized that most aspects of my writing have definitely improved. I could see what I did wrong because of my time here at Rakob. One of my biggest strengths is that I'm good at losing. I'm usually the best at it. This doesn't mean I'm not talented or competitive, but it means that I was taught to lose with grace. When I was little, my family would play games, and I was the most competitive person there. That, mixed with anger issues, was the perfect setup for a sore loser. But my parents wouldn't have that. They said, lose with grace, and I interpreted that into, if you can't win, lose spectacularly. For example, I can be ridiculous about losing. Like, if I miss a serve in volleyball, I will bow and make a show of waving to pretend adoring crowds. I know that it can come off as arrogant, but it's really just me being overly sarcastic and having fun. I know some people who think it's annoying, and I know some people who think it's funny, but it works for me. And so far, I haven't blown up at somebody for doing something wrong or gotten too frustrated at myself for failing at something. I hope I can take the skill of losing gracefully with me to high school and beyond. And now the time to get emotional. It's going to be really hard to leave Rakob, and I only really realized that I wouldn't be coming back to Rakob next year until about a week ago. I'm going to miss a lot of things here, and I hope everyone who helped me get here knows what an impact they had on my life. This was such an important time, and thanks to the school, I will always have people who supported and helped me through thick and thin and an entire global pandemic. I would like to thank my parents for believing in me, funding this whole endeavor, and giving me the opportunity to meet all my friends. I would like to thank all my teachers for helping me learn with a disability and being extremely patient with me. Lastly, I would like to thank my entire friend group for all the embarrassment and sarcasm a person could ask for. Thank you, and good luck.
All right. Laura Medor.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You want to put that on there?
I'm gonna.
And I'll give you that.
Is this mine?
Yep, right
Do I
there.
just flip the page?
Yep, it starts here and just goes.
Sorry, I wasn't here for.
That's okay. Just right
Thank
there.
you so much.
You're good.
The sum up of my life till now. A note to anyone who needs to hear it. We don't get over or move on from our trauma. We are forced to make space for it, we carry it, we learn to live with it. And sometimes we thrive in spite of it. Unknown. This quote speaks to me because it highlights certain aspects of my life that I address later on in this speech. I think there is a lot of truth behind this quote and that everyone in their own way can relate to it. Hello, my name is Laura Medor, but I'm better known as Lulu. I spent my past 2 years here at Rakob. I was homeschooled for 4 to 5 years
For 6th grade, I was at a school named Star Academy. Coming to Rakob has opened up something new for me. Next year, I'm going to attend Bay Hill High School, hoping to graduate. Beyond that, I hope to go to Boston College or in any Ivy League college. And one day, I'd love to have my own family with someone I care about, along with a few kids. Having dyslexia, abandonment issues, and trauma have always been challenging for me. Dyslexia is a learning disorder that involves difficulty reading due to problems identifying speech, sound, and learning, how they relate to letters and words. For me, having dyslexia makes it hard for me to remember how to spell words and remember names. In addition to struggling with learning disability, I also struggle with abandonment trauma, involving experiences that can make me feel insecure, alone, or unsafe. This can become overwhelming and lead to symptoms of anxiety and distrust over time. For me, this is almost true, but instead of being distrusting, I usually feel a need to trust and reach out to people. Sometimes I can be blindsided to what's actually going on, but for me, trusting and giving out more chances for someone who has hurt me is better than giving up. I think that because of my abandonment trauma, I try harder to be a social person. I have been told by my friends that I am trustworthy, understanding, loud, loyal, funny, and caring. I enjoy helping people and being there for them. I do this because I care, and I don't want them to have to experience how I feel to be left when you need help. I like art and music in forms of sketching, singing, design in any form, writing, acting, and dancing. I find that doing these activities helps to relieve some of my anxiety and stress. I have learned many things about myself over the years. One thing is that I can only comprehend a couple things at a time, so I usually need to go back and check or ask someone to explain things to me. That, along with asking someone... Anxiety makes it hard for me to focus. It's hard for me to be around more than 10 to 12 people at a time, and even that's a bit much if people start to talk loudly. Being comfortable in a group of people takes time for me. I have to get to know them for some time and talk to each person individually a few times just to be able to get comfortable. I hope that I'll grow to be a respected and successful person with a career I enjoy. Knowing that kind of job I'm after is hard to decide. I know, however, that it's down to 3 options. One would be to work with architecture, blueprints, and house interior, maybe even a home designer. The second would be to work with people as a lawyer or business attorney, or even a court judge. The last option would be to help people work through problems as in licensed therapist or maybe a social worker or a psychologist. Good thing I have some time to decide what I want to be. During my time at Rakob, I made so many wonderful friendships. I met so many strong people, but some of the closest to me deserve a thank you. Thank you, Juliana, for your smile and laughter. It would always make me laugh and brighten up. You are beautiful and wonderful. To Dahlia, thank you for always standing in my corner and holding me when something goes wrong. Your kindness has never ceased to amaze me. And last, but certainly not least, is Nora. I adore your dark yet colorful personality, and I know that you would do anything for your friends' safety and protection. A final thank you to everyone who helped me adjust to school in 7th grade when I started here during the pandemic. That included many in my fellow graduating class and all the teachers and TAs. Finally, my mom, who cares for me and loves me and who trusts and believes in me. I want to say thank you for all the care. I know it's been hard for you to do things all by yourself, but I'm always here to help. I love you forever. Like my quote says, I hope that in spite of any struggles and problems that everyone may have or encounter at some point, that you each grow and thrive from them regardless of how difficult the situation. Remember to learn on those that love and support you. Thank you.
Juliana Rose.
Weird is cool. In elementary, that's the thing I said all the time, and one of my friends reminded me about it. I still believe this. Hi, I'm Juliana. I started in 4th grade, and I have lots of memories over these 5 years. Before I came to Rakob, I went to a school called Crestmont. That school didn't really give me the education I needed, but I loved it there because the teachers were super nice and I had all my friends there. That is where I met my best friends, Lilia, Riley Q, and Cam Lee. These 3 friends made lots of memories in my life. Lilia and Riley, what? Hold on. Lots of memories in my life. Lilia helped me. I think there's a typo. It's not supposed to say that. There's a typo. No, but I really want. I had a special thing. I do. I remember what I was gonna say. Lilia helped me move on to a new school. Lilia and Riley helped me make the transition to a new school because of letting me know that our friendship would stay strong no matter where we are. And Riley also told me that if we go to different schools or if we live super far away, I will always be her best friend. Cam Lee shared me her love for butterflies in kindergarten, including that all butterflies are unique and that I should keep being me by being my unique self. My parents told me I'm going to tour a school. I was crying because I didn't want to leave my school. I really didn't want to come here, but I gave it a chance. After the tour, I still didn't want to go here because I had so many friends that I loved. I had so many great memories at my old school. Then when my parents told me that I was going to Rakob, I cried my eyes out and even harder. But now I really feel like I belong here. What I quickly learned was that I could keep my old friends and make new friends at a school that was a better fit for me. I have came so far and I have grown from struggling with my challenges to learning how to face them. I have ADHD, dyslexia, dyscalculia, and dysgraphia. I acknowledge that having these disabilities are hard for me and I work hard to get help I need. I try to control my ADHD by taking meds to help me focus better, which helps with my hyperness. I have the hardest time with my dyslexia because when I struggle, I get mad, and that makes it harder for me to learn writing and reading. Dyscalculia is hard because it is a challenge with math. Doing math in my head and remembering the numbers in the right order is hard for me, and I get mad because I can't do math like my friends. Dysgraphia makes it harder for me to spell. Thank goodness for spell check. Some strong skills I have inside and outside of school are my independence, working with others, my funniness, my creativity, and my care for my friends. What makes learning easier for me is when things that are written down and when teachers help me. Reading and writing class has definitely helped me grow as a learner. At my old school, I didn't really know how to read, so I lied that I could read so I'd fit in. But now I can read, and it is a lot easier than faking it. For writing, I could not write well, and I would spell things wrong a lot. In college, I think I want to study something in the music career. This year has definitely helped me prepare for high school, and I feel ready. Yes, it will be hard to say goodbye, but overall, I think attending high school at Bay Hill will be hard at first, but as I get used to it, I think it will be a good fit for me. Thank you, Miss Jennifer, for helping my reading become strong, and for Miss Laws for helping me on the side. I want to thank Miss Hagstrom for teaching me writing skills on the computer I never knew existed. Thank you, Mr. Young, for subbing in for Miss Hagstrom and for helping me with my grammar and spelling. Mr. Lopez, thank you for making history so fun and enjoyable to learn. I want to thank all my other teachers and TAs for helping me learn, for supporting me throughout the years at Raskob, and for making me become a more confident student. I especially want to thank my mom for always loving me and teaching me that my education is so important to her. I want to thank my dad for making me laugh, for knowing that I have a harder time with math, and for always being there for me no matter what. I want to thank Zach for supporting me with my challenges, knowing we have different learning skills. Even though we fight sometimes, we know that we love each other. I want to thank my school friends for believing in me and for being by my side through the highs and lows. Also, I want to thank my friends outside of school for encouraging me to keep moving forward. I'm going to continue to bring my weirdness to high school and be me. Thank you for listening.
And last but not least, Luke Probst. Congratulations.
All right. Before I can graduate, I realized a week ago that I still had a book from the amazing Raskob Library that I kept over the pandemic. So in order to graduate, I'm going to need to return this. So, yeah. All right. Last one, bear with me. Do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. I didn't know better for a long time, but I tried my hardest. No matter how hard I tried, however, I couldn't seem to read or write. Hi, my name is Luke Probst. I'm dyslexic, which means I have a hard time reading or writing. But even though writing and learning new words is hard for me, that doesn't mean I don't love to learn. As my parents can testify, the more I know, the more questions I have. Asking questions leads me to new knowledge and more questions. A vicious cycle of knowledge, if you will. Despite the fact that I struggle in language arts, I excel in math and history, finishing assignments way ahead of the class and engaging my history teacher in long, drawn-out conversations. The reality still remained, though, that I was dyslexic, making reading and writing hard, which made homework time a nightmare that always ended in tears. Teachers even stopped reviewing my work, assuming it was second rate, and preferring to mark it with Fs. Talk about being bullied by students. Imagine being bullied by teachers. But that's how it genuinely felt. So that led my parents to seek help, first in the form of tutors, and then after my diagnosis, Raskob. My first experience at Raskob was in the summer of 2016. My parents signed me up for a 6-week intensive camp, tutoring in the mornings and games in the afternoon. It was the best decision I never made. I ended up learning more in 6 weeks of tutoring than in 2 years of schooling. That fall, I entered 3rd grade and went from looking at picture books to reading them. I also got important insights into my dyslexia. For one, I don't read words. I memorize them, their look, their meaning, and sound. So to me, every word is a sight word. But by far the most important lesson I've learned here is self-confidence. Self-confidence to get help, advocate for myself, and seek the tools and resources I need. On my journey here, I have also learned that dyslexia is not all bad. In fact, it's a strength. My ability to memorize words and their sounds and meanings lets me retain a lot of information just from hearing it. This also allows me to speak other words from other languages fluently. Another strength of mine is the ability to hear information and envision it, which helps in math. Rakob has taught me to use my talents, such as memory, to overcome some of my challenges. I mentioned being able to remember meanings. Well, a common tool I use is my knowledge of Latin roots to dissect unfamiliar words like a puzzle. Knowing strategies like this is extremely important because it's an alternative solution to reading words that lets me get around my dyslexic barrier. I've also discovered that I'm an auditory learner, meaning I learn better by hearing rather than reading. So, when reviewing work, I like to read it out loud to myself or get it read to me. What I've learned from this is that there's never just one way to do something correctly. Another important lesson I've learned here is it's okay to accept help. As an 8-year-old, I was stubborn, a trait not yet lost on me. And so I didn't like accepting help. So you can imagine how I felt going to a school that advertised it. I've since learned to accept help, but would prefer to see if I can figure things out on my own first. There are many reasons I love Rakob, but as much as I love Rakob, I've come to a point here where I'm ready to move on. So, like a caterpillar in a chrysalis, I'm ready for my next phase. A phase I'm happy to share with 3 of my best friends at St. Joseph's Notre Dame High School in Alameda. My new school has a rigorous science program with abundant opportunities for me to pursue my interest in engineering, physics, and coding. After college, I would like to work for NASA or Lockheed Martin, pushing the boundaries of engineering and physics. If I get there, I hope my work contributes to the betterment of us all. Even if I don't get there, due to an unforeseen change of heart or unforeseen change in the world, I hope to inspire my little buddy, Lucien. Lucien, you have demonstrated your intellectual and physical aptitude, but you still have dyslexia, and that will make things hard. So the way you're taught to do things isn't always going to work out for you. So innovate on what's given, change what's necessary, forge your own path. Before I end my speech, I would like to thank my mom and dad for your constant support and drive to find the education that would best help me, and for including me in those decisions. My life wouldn't be the same without your relentless pursuit of my best interests, and I'm thankful for it. To the amazing teachers at Rakob, you have a good thing going, helping kids like me reach our full potential. And to the administration, Mr. D, Ms. Wolkin, Ms. Jill, and Ms. Hillary, thank you for keeping Rakob alive over the pandemic. Finally, my friends and peers, some of you I'm happy to spend my next chapter of high school with. Others I will think of often and do my best to keep in touch. My name is Luke. I've come far and will go farther still. Rakob will always be a part of my story, and I can't wait to write my next chapter. I finally know better. Now, it's time for me to do better.
Come on, we can do better than that. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That's it, that's it. All right, awesome. So before we present our 8th grade class, as you know, they didn't just show up today. There was a journey. And so we're going to just show just a little clip of that video. Please turn your attention to the screen as we see them from babies to now. And I can say, as the Dean of Student Engagement here at Rakob, to represent all of the educators past and present, we are so proud of you. And I came across just a final thought before you just get ready to just celebrate like it's 1999. That Zig Ziglar says something very interesting, and that is, if you're unwilling to learn, no one can help you. But if you are determined to learn, no one can stop you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me present for the first time ever the 2022 graduate class of Rakob. Give it up for them. We will be sending out the Zoom link from the graduation. Please feel free to enjoy your pictures. Thank you for coming, everybody.